deeper than an ice pick. On you rappers' necks and it's feeling like some vice grips. Yeah, that's light shit. Send my bro a kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see. Most of them scared to witness. Go and close your eyes. Plus one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences. 23 and 1 out. Praying that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury. I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gun on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart, grip my bow tie. Waiting on the squab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart, grip my bow tie. Living in the squab in my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Sani, my wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain, it's a shame. So I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Taha Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that black work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Light is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. It can't, the streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart, grip my bow tie. Waiting on the squab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart, grip my bow tie. Living in the squab in my whole life. My whole life.
According to God, the white man is the devil.
You see, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this white ass, need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that. Let bygone be. Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you to prop. It's about to get serious. When they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. He cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I say you won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed he up for parole. Because of the COVID, it feel like the host in this world that don't go together. Nowhere is gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settled. Yeah, see the prophets. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you the prophets. You know, like we all come together. Cause you know, say? They say God so loved the world. God so loved the world, and all your ass need to stop it. Ass shit. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, y'all, we don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop it. Ass shit. Oh, I'm with step. I'm solid for show. To the fake niggas, stay silent. I got it. Let's go. Let's go. I ain't taking no losses. Ain't no talking when we got the flow. Ain't no peace. Just pay with your own. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell him we can't keep me slave. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high. Got your baby pants through the fire. Ain't she the prophets? That baby soul belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Devil will fail you, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. Push your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. Their ass need to stop it, ass she the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass she the give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga.
Former officers. New developments in the deadly police shooting of Breonna Taylor in Louisville, Kentucky. The Justice Department today leveling federal charges against 4 current and former officers connected with her death. Among the charges, officers are accused of falsifying documents to obtain the search warrant of her home where she was shot and killed. Then they're accused of lying to cover it up. ABC's Faith Abube reporting tonight from Louisville.
More than 2 years after Breonna Taylor was shot to death in a botched drug raid, U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland today announcing federal charges for 4 current and former Louisville Metro Police officers.
The federal charges announced today allege that members of the Place-Based Investigations Unit falsified the affidavit used to obtain the search warrant of Ms. Taylor's home.
Prosecutors say Sergeant Cal Meany and detectives Joshua James and Kelly Goodlett knew the search warrant lacked probable cause, and they say those 2 detectives later conspired to cover up their lies, allegedly meeting in a garage to come up with a false story for investigators.
We allege that the defendants knew their actions in falsifying the affidavit could create a dangerous situation.
Walk back to my voice!
Prosecutors say the officers who executed the warrant at Taylor's home knew nothing about the false affidavit. And when Taylor's boyfriend mistook police for an intruder firing a shot from his registered gun in self-defense, officers opened fire, killing the 26-year-old EMT. Former officer Brett Hankerson, who was acquitted on state charges for firing into a neighbor's apartment, today charged with excessive force for firing 10 shots through a window and sliding glass door in Taylor's home.
Breonna Taylor should be alive today.
Say her name! Breonna Taylor!
Taylor's death and the murder of George Floyd sparking protests across the country.
Say her name.
Breonna Taylor!
I've waited 874 days for today.
Breonna Taylor's mother calling the charges overdue.
What we've been seeing on day 1, y'all learning what we've been seeing was the truth. That they shouldn't have been there and that Breonna didn't deserve that.
With 3 of the officers charged with civil rights violations could face a maximum of life in prison. A 4th officer could spend years behind bars if convicted. Whit?
Faith, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George.
Hey, shalom. Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shabbarakatham. Salak. Yahweh Shemal Atham Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shadish, Precinct Officer, I'm a Wanga Bar, and this our podcast. Salak, yeah. The Precinct Officer, I have Yahayam, feel me? Salak, my bad. Salak, yeah. This our podcast, Crowd Spell Night. What we do, we take viral videos going around on the internet, break them down for the people, you know, showing them the biblical narrative behind what's going on the internet in the world. But Salaki, that just threw me off. You feel me? That just threw me off, that video of them saying that they falsified the document. You feel me? That the warrant was fake. They never should have been there. She's supposed to be alive. And it's like it ain't even serious, though. They got on the news talking about it and it's over. A mother that lost her daughter. It was 200 days of protest down here. All that, and for something that was fake, wasn't even real. Wasn't even real.
Yeah, it's like if I could, it's just like the state of Kentucky just and the city of Louisville just really trying to cover their ass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They coming out saying that because they gotta say that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like, you know what I'm saying, it's been what you said, 200 some days.
Yeah, they had 200 days of protest straight.
200 days of protest, and that happened. Right, and that happened what, about 3 years ago?
2020, September 2020.
So three years ago, 200 some days of protest, and you just now talking about pressing charges. I mean, come on, man. That just sound like a whole bunch of garbage, and the state of Kentucky trying to cover their ass. You know what I'm saying? That for the failed everything. They failed their family in so many different ways.
Mm-hmm. And they keep failing more black families, right? And that's why we here to teach Black Spanish Native Indians that you need to come back and serve your God.
That's right.
Home, because I'm telling you, keep thinking these white folks gonna save you. It's not gonna happen. But that's not part of our regular rotation. That was just a video we just playing because this is where we at. You know, we in Kentucky where it happened at, so it was only right. We let brothers and sisters out there know that them brothers, you feel me, that did all that protesting for Breonna Taylor did it for no reason.
And also, Salak, if I could real quick, let's not forget the
Salak, they had a fake warrant, and the deputy of the bullet that killed Breonna Taylor got a promotion to a sheriff. Salak,
right. And if I could real quick, let's not forget the Kentucky 8. You know what I'm saying? The brothers that was out there that day when them protesters try to run up on y'all for telling them everything that white man just said. Then nobody run up on that white man like that though, but they wanted to run up on the priests and prophets of the Lord. You know, I'll let you tell them what happened, how that worked out for them.
That was a glorious day. That's all I'm gonna say. It was a glorious day. And a lot of, steam got to be relieved that day. Because, we preach the prophets of the Lord. Then all we want is, we're trying to bring peace, between Blacks and Spanish Native Indians. But we with the warfare. If you, just come try us and you think we not. Salaki. Come try us if you think we not with the warfare. But yeah, though. So yeah, we get into the first video. Tonight, like I said, that wasn't part of the regular rotation. I just throwing that out there to people. They don't know that what happened with Breonna Taylor was a crime. That was a crime committed with the police.
Right. And you said the man, the officer that shot through the window and killed her got a promotion.
Yeah, he got a promotion in a little small town. I don't know how far it is from Louisville, but it's a little small town. Yeah, a little small town in Kentucky. He got a promotion to be a sheriff. Yep. Y'all go ahead and go to the first video.
Okay.
Mothers are literally the worst parents on the entire planet. That's the first thing. And statistics back that. So over 70% of young men that grow up under a single mother in particular, end up in prison. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, 68% of young women that grow up under a single mother in particular end up a single mother herself. But when it comes to a two-parent family and a single father household, a young man has a 90% chance of never going to prison. And that is one of the biggest differences why we men have to go get our children from these freaking women. That is an issue, because the reason why so many of us are messed up is because we were all, or most of us, were raised by women, which are the worst parents on the entire planet, statistical wise.
You might not want to play with them.
Mothers are literally the worst parents on the entire planet. That's
all I'm gonna say is women want every ability. It's a lot. My bad. Women want every ability but accountability. I'm gonna be honest. Women got every ability but accountability. So what the brother was saying was heavy. You know, he in the world though. He in the world, but what he's saying is heavy though, because like these women, they is basically in competition more so than really trying to raise these kids. They just want to say that they didn't lose. You feel me? Because they give you custody, let you raise the kids, then they gotta say that they lost. You feel me? Now I ain't saying there ain't no good sisters out there. There's some great sisters out there. You feel me? That'll raise these kids right, but it's not many, and that's biblical. And it's statistics. Hey, shalom, Lord Christ, sir. And it's statistics show it. That's why I say you don't want to play with statistics, because these women can't argue with statistics. They can't argue with statistics at all. That's like good.
Yeah, if I could see, this the clip we put on TikTok yesterday, right? And that was one of the major things that women was trying to say was, you know what I'm saying? Well, at least we were still there. It takes two to create a single house. Where you know what I'm saying? Where none of them was actually trying to refute the statistics that was being told. You know what I'm saying? And then when they was talking about why are women single, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know what I'm saying? That out of marriages, 50% in the divorces, and 80% of them, like we've come out and showed on this podcast numerous times. You know what I'm saying? 80% of them divorces are initiated by women. You know what I'm saying? So it's women leaving these men and making these kids have a single parent house. Go ahead.
Let me add to what you saying though. You say that 80% of them is initiated. The 80% of divorces are initiated by the woman, right?
Okay.
Did you know that 73% of the women that do get divorced, they say never want to be married again?
Okay. Yeah.
You don't want to play with these statistics. The women don't want to play with these statistics because they got every ability but accountability. The only sisters that got accountability is the sisters in Ashley K and the Comanche.
Okay.
Sisters out there in the world, they don't have no accountability, and they just fall deeper and deeper into Satan and the white man's trap, and it's to destroy black families, man. You feel me? And to be honest with you, you need a mother and a father. You don't need just a father. Is okay if you gotta go with one or the other, yeah, the father, but you really need both.
Okay.
You need that nurturing factor that a woman gives. You feel me? You need all that a woman gives for the children. Then you also need the father, masculinity, to back up all that the nurturing that she do. So like,
God, and that's what I was going arguing. Well, not necessarily arguing, but battling with yesterday on that TikTok post. You know what I'm saying? Go follow us on TikTok. Cry out, spare not. You know what I'm saying? But that was one of the things that I was battling yesterday. Was, you know what I'm saying? Women saying that. Well, not all women are dead. Well, that's not what the post is saying, that all women are bad mothers. It's not what it's saying. But the majority of them, like you said, 90% of black and brown men end up in prison or in jail because they was raised by a single mother.
Yeah, emotional.
Right, because they're emotional, and they never had that masculine energy to combat that emotion. You know what I'm saying? And then also, when women and girls and boys are more likely to be molested coming up in a single mother household. You know what I'm saying? Because usually it's either the mother's boyfriend or like one of the mother's family members that molest the child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Why that's so heavy? You know why that's so heavy? Because even if it ain't the mother's boyfriend, it could be a family member because there's no father.
Right.
You feel me? It's no protection. The father is the protection. Ain't no father there to protect the kids, so they feel like they vulnerable. They feel like this is a vulnerable child because they just got a mother. They ain't scared of the mother. But a father being there, they gonna know that potentially the father could find out and he might beat my motherfucking ass. He might break my goddamn neck. So I'm gonna leave this child alone and go to the next one.
Right, and that's what I was battling with. You know what I'm saying? One sister was in there trying to say, well, why look at the mother's marital status when there's men out there raping it? Well, I said, well, again, 90. You know what I'm saying? There's more likely of a chance of that child to be molested, male or female, if the man isn't in the house. Right. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just take a man out the house and think that protection is going to be there. You know what I'm saying? You can't take the man out the house and expect that boy to grow up and be a masculine man. He's going to be more effeminate than anything because that's all he's getting is that effeminate energy.
They impressionable. Children is impressionable.
Right. And 9 times out of 10, men is going to jail because they running off the emotion instead of the logic.
Right. Yeah, but let's play some of the video. Let's talk about the stuff, the little points he bringing out. Because he bringing out some heavy points. Like, even though he in the world, you feel me? But he bringing out some heavy points that we got to talk about.
The worst parents on the entire planet. That's the first thing. And statistics back that. So over 70% of young men that grow up under a single mother in particular, end up in prison. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, 68.
All right, now look, he say 70% of them grew up under a single mother, end up in prison. Now that's true, because when black women got the neighborhood, we always bring that up for people that don't know this. When black women got the neighborhood, I think the late 70s and stuff, that's when the Crips and the GDs was born. If you look up the timeline of when the gangs got created, the big gangs that's destroying the communities right now, the Bloods, Crips, Gangster Disciples, Vice Lords, all that stuff, Latin Kings, it was during the 70s, the mid 70s, early 70s, man, which is the same time about that feminist movement and all that. You feel me?
The women's liberation movement.
Yeah, they fathers wasn't in the house. You feel me? To raise them, man. Like, real talk. And then the ones that did have fathers in the house, they was weak under that woman because of the feminist movement, because of child support, because of all of the stipulations that happens if she leaves you. You feel me? Or kick you out the house. There you go.
Yeah, and another crazy thing about it is even like movies tell us this. Everybody's seen Boys in the Hood, right? You know what I'm saying? Like the only boys in the hood that didn't die or go to jail was the only one that had the father.
Trey, right. What his mama said, I can't raise him to be a man.
Be a man, right.
No, and that's true. She couldn't. She did all the nurturing she could, but if she would have kept doing that, he would have ended up like Doughboy.
And the crazy part about it, in the beginning of the movie, when he was with his mama, he was doing all that fighting and everything like that. You want to see a dead body, you know what I'm saying? Doing all the fighting. And then when he went to live with his daddy, all that shit was cut out. And he was the only one, even though he hung out with Dope Boy and all them, you know what I'm saying? He was the only one that didn't go to jail or get killed.
Right. And we know that was a movie, but, you know, of course, John Singleton, man, he a black man from the hood, and he know how it goes. You know how it goes. So, and everybody know. That's why that was one of, you know, everybody's favorite movies, because everybody know everybody know a Trey. Everybody know a Dope Boy. You feel me?
Right.
Everybody know a Ricky. Everybody know a Ricky. Somebody that supposed to made it out the hood and got killed. So, you know, we reference the movie, but everybody know that shit was true. Yeah, let's listen to more what he's talking about.
8% of young women that grow up under a single mother in particular end up a single mother herself. But when
trying to be like her mama. You feel me? Thinking her mama's so strong and powerful, you don't know your mama got a drawer full of batteries.
That's that strong and independence.
Yeah, she go to Dollar General every day getting batteries. She running out of batteries every day. And you sitting there thinking your mama's strong and independent, and she's somewhere miserable crying. Go watch the video from last week. We got a clip up on our page about the sister talking about she wanted to get divorced from her husband, and she ain't do nothing but suffer after she did it.
Right.
Women idiots out there talking about divorcing your husband, trying to get with another man. Ain't no another man gonna want you. Your value go down. Every man you have sex with, your value go down. And women out here trying to be single mothers like they mother is the most stupidest, dumbest thing in the world. Where all the Arab single women at? Where all the Arab baby mamas at? What are East Indian baby mamas? The
African
Chinese baby mamas. What are Chinese baby mamas at? All I see is black and Hispanic baby mamas. Come on, man, this shit.
Another thing that also goes back to the Willie Lynch letter. You know what I'm saying? How to create a slave when it was talking about the nigga female. You know what I'm saying? And making her independent, go against nature. You know what I'm saying? And all that. That also, and he said that if them techniques was done properly, then it would be something that would go for 300-400 years, and 300 years later, that's exactly what is happening. You know what I'm saying? When women are raising men to be weak and effeminate, and raising young women to be strong, so-called strong and independent.
Right. Yep. Hey, but if I could, let's get a scripture on this topic. Let me get 2 Ezra 5 and 8.
When it comes to a two-parent family and a single father household, a young man has a 90% chance of never going to prison. And that is one of the biggest differences why we men have to go get our children from these freaking women. That is an issue, because the reason why so many of us are messed up is because we were all, or most of us, were raised by women, which are the worst parents on the entire planet, statistical wise.
You said 2 Ezra what? 5 and what?
5 and 8, and that's true. They is statistically, single mothers is the worst parents because they ain't got no discipline.
Yeah, I told him on TikTok yesterday. I use your line. This ain't Clubhouse. I ain't finna argue the facts with you.
Oh yeah. No, we ain't with these statistics. Statistics show that single women.
And that one sister was trying to tell me how the statistics and everything is wrong. And I was like, well, put the right statistics up there, but she could never put no right statistics up there. So I'm like, so we just supposed to believe you that these statistics that they come from the U.S. government is wrong.
Mm-hmm. Man, they study us, man. These people is studying us. People that think they ain't studying us, you crazy. But yeah, you go ahead and you got it.
It's the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 5, verse 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places.
Right, and this is Ezra's, giving a prophecy. There's gonna be confusion in many places. Is it not confusion? You ever heard of the LGBT community? Look what's going on right now in America. It's nothing but confusion, man. They putting pork in every fucking thing. You got to check the labels to see if you eating pork. Pork is the most unclean animal. You got to check every label, every chip bag to see if they putting pork in it. It's confusion in many places. It's men saying that they women, women saying that they men. It's nothing but confusion, man. You go ahead.
You remember that one video we did where that grown man said he was a baby?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Confusion. The grown man say he baby. What about the black dude say he a CEO of a Fortune 500 company? His mama
he
say
a white man.
Right, his mama say he ain't got no job.
And what about that white politician woman that claimed to be a black woman?
Right, that's right. Oh, what was her? I forgot her name.
I forgot her name too.
Doja, Doja, some. Hey, Shalom's brother died. What was going on with you?
Something like that. But I remember her white parents came out talking about she ain't black, she white. So like it. Verse 8, middle of the verse, and the fire shall be off sent out again.
Right, and the fire, you feel me? The fire. What you gotta understand what fire is when they talk about fire. It's not necessarily talking about hell, underground. That's Roman and Greek mythology. The fire is just pain and suffering. You feel me? And the pain and suffering is out. If you look outside your window and you see nothing but pain and suffering and confusion. And this is what Ezra was talking about. You looking outside your door, you see what Ezra is talking about right now. You go ahead.
Come God. And the wild beasts shall change their places.
Right, the wild beasts shall change their place. Now that's manifold. That's talking about animals, and it's talking about the so-called the heathens, so-called white man. All these different these heathens, they is everywhere. You feel me? What they ain't supposed to be. Everybody supposed to be in their own land. All the animals supposed to be in their habitat, but it's a bunch of confusion. They didn't change their places. The animals is all over the place. Heathens is all over the place because America is a melting pot, trying to bring everybody together under one philosophy. You go ahead.
Okay. And menstruous women shall bring forth monsters.
And menstruous, you know about menstruous, that's just you being like on your period. But you got to understand, women, when you on your period, you are unclean. You cannot come in the temple. You cannot be around the brothers, the church. You feel me? The temple. You cannot be around none of that stuff. You have to be put away for a certain amount of time, a couple of days until you start bleeding. But what this is a metaphor of Ezra saying, menstruous, unclean women shall bring forth monsters. And that's all it is right now in the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community is a bunch of unclean women. You feel me? They don't do nothing lawful. Everything they do is unlawful. They having sex. So one day they a lesbian, the next minute they love men. It's all type of just confusion and unclean stuff going on. And you trying to raise a child, you a fucking idiot. And that's why what the brother was saying was heavy. Single mothers is the worst parents on this planet. A single mother. So like that's all I had.
Come.
So like if you ain't got nothing, I'll go to the next one.
Come.
I ain't gonna say that crazy.
And you know, I'm going to say this out loud. Jesus, who is most black women's husband?
That's the black woman's problem. She always thinks that she needs to honor God more than she needs to honor her husband.
And that's what I believe.
And that's why so many black women and people to this day, they don't have no man because they don't know how to reverence their man better than they reverence God.
That's the problem with black women especially is that they have more faith in Jesus than their own husbands. And they always, oh, Jesus, he cut the lights on. Oh, thank Jesus for paying the bills. No, I'm the one who went to work.
Y'all better come with me here.
Say that again.
I'm here.
Jesus is most black women's husbands. You see, they did a number on us. We are a conquered race. They put the black man out of the house in order for the black mother to get welfare. The man couldn't be in the house. He had to be working. Of course, they wouldn't give him a job. Y'all better come with me. We come from some shit.
Now, if I may. Okay, now what they bringing out is heavy, and we're going to break it down line for line. But this sister is not, this is just more proof of what we just brought out. A mistress woman going to bring forth monsters. This lady right here, she's playing on a bunch of little TV shows and movies, and she was always the horny ghetto auntie or granny. And guess what? In real life, that's how she was for real. She did an interview where she said she's a sex addict. Well, she has sex with 2-3 different men a day.
Damn.
Now, I guess she aging because she was beautiful when she was younger. I guess she aging now, and now she got some little sense. Now she aging a little bit. Now she got some sense, and she want to talk about the problems in the black community and men this and men that. But you probably should have been on that at first. And you probably could have saved some of your daughters and stuff from being hoes and stuff like that.
No, I'm going to say this out loud. Jesus, who is my...
What is up with that? Oh, these Christians, man, I'm telling you, man, they is so motherfucking funny. Excuse me, they is so funny, man. Why did she have to do all that? Who? Like she caught the Holy Ghost. You mean? She acted like she done caught the Holy Ghost just by saying Jesus' name, and that ain't even his name. That's the translation in the Greek.
Most black women's husband.
That's the black woman.
Now that's true though. Jesus is most black women husbands, and it's not the black Jesus either. It's that white boy, that Roman Caesar Borgia. That's why I say we in Rome still. We serving the Romans right now. Anybody got the white Jesus picture in their house? You serving Caesar Borgia. You serving Caesar still. You still serving Caesar. You feel me? You serving the Romans right now if you worshiping white Jesus. You got white Jesus in your house, man. Like real talk. But a lot of women do say Jesus is your boyfriend. So like, you go ahead.
Yeah, I just to piggyback off that real quick. In any woman over the age of like, let's say 40, who done went out of her, I guess, hoeing stage, and now she can't find no man, or keep a man. So now, you know what I'm saying, she say Jesus is her man.
Right. That's true. Yeah, that's true. Jesus, my boyfriend. Now he didn't have a wife, Salaki.
And he damn sure don't want you.
That's how you know they serving the Romans still. We in Rome. We in Rome, man. We still in Rome. They serving Caesar. His name is Caesar Borgia. That is not Jesus Christ. You go ahead.
I seen this one video yesterday. I don't know if I sent it to you or not, but I think it was a preacher. I'm not sure if he was a preacher or not, but he looked like a preacher, and he was talking to the women and saying like, you done been ran through your whole life, and now when you know what I'm saying, you've been ran through and everything like that. Now you want to find a good man. Now Jesus is your man type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's what single mothers do with these women. You know what I'm saying? They teach them to be strong and independent. And you know what I'm saying? Not telling them or not showing them that you're gonna end up lonely as hell.
That's what's gonna happen.
Batteries is gonna be your best friend, like you just said. The batteries, you're gonna have a nightstand full of batteries.
You better move.
Dollar Store can't keep enough batteries for you.
You better move close to a Dollar General. $30 to lock you. You better move in walking distance so you could go ahead and walk up there and walk back. Man, look, this is crazy though, man. We're gonna get it together though. We're gonna get it together under a black man named Yahweh Shai Mashiach.
That's right.
Jesus Christ, y'all worship. This is a Roman with blue eyes and blonde hair. And that's the one they talking about. They not talking about the black Jesus. They talking about the white boy. That's the boyfriend. When they all say that, they talking about the white Jesus.
Problem. She always think that she needs to honor God more than she needs to honor her husband.
Right. And it's crazy because she going off at the mouth like we don't like women to do. But what she said was heavy. Women always think they got to honor God more than their husband. Because you would just think naturally you supposed to. But that ain't true. And you know we got it in the Bible. You go ahead.
God, I was just finna say that when God told you to honor your husband.
Mm-hmm.
God said, the Most High said that your basically your whole being is supposed to be for your husband.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Your whole duty of life is to your husband.
I'm trying to tell you. So how you hear me? And then the God that you love it more than your husband ain't even the God you're supposed to be serving. That's what we talking about. You still serving the Romans. You ain't serving the black Jesus. Yahweh Shai, that ain't who you serving. This God we serving, the ISUBK. You ain't serving that God. You serving Zeus. You feel me? I'm for real. They still
Hercules.
That's what I'm saying. They still serving Roman and Greek and Babylonian gods, man. Like real talk.
That's what I believe.
And that's why so many black women and people to this day, they don't have no man because they don't know how to reverence their man better than they reverence God.
That's the.
Mm-hmm. They don't though. You feel me? They don't because they don't understand how to serve God. That's the problem though. If they knew how to serve God, they'd know that God wants them to be with a godly man, first of all. A man that serves him. You feel me? Like we do in ISUPK. That's first, and don't no men do that. So it's a bunch of confusion. Then we just bring that out in second Esdras. It's just a bunch of confusion. And Mistress Woman is bringing forth monsters where there's no godly men. So there's no godly men for the women to follow. So they don't know how to follow nothing. So they just worshiping God. They're like, fuck it, we just gonna worship God. You feel me? We get our man. We putting God over our man. You feel me? And what you supposed to do, but you're not in the UPK. You feel me? You're not in the UPK, so you don't even really know what you're doing. You serving Roman and Greek guys, not the God of the Bible. You go ahead.
God, and that's why it's so easy to serve that white Jesus. That's why it's so easy to serve the Roman guys. That's why it's so easy to be a Christian right now, because you're not forced to change anything. You can still be that same disgusting, vile creature that you've always been and call yourself a Christian, and you love Jesus, and Jesus your man. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Well, Jesus your man, but yeah, you've been ran through all your adolescent years. Salakia.
That's true. Hell no.
The problem with black women especially is that they have more faith in Jesus than their own husbands. And they always, oh, Jesus, he cut the lights on. Oh, thank Jesus for paying the bills. No, I'm the one who went to work.
Y'all better.
Tell you, that's true though, man. But if I could, let's get 1 Corinthians 14 and 34 through 35.
To come with me here.
Say that again.
I'm here.
Jesus is most black women's husbands. You see, they did a number on us. We are a conquered race. They put the black man out of the house in order for the black mother to get welfare. The man couldn't be in the house. He had to be working. Of course, they wouldn't give him a job. Y'all.
So who is she talking about? Jesus didn't do that. The white man did that. That's what I'm saying. They still worshiping the white people, the Romans. You feel me?
You said 14 and what?
Still worshiping Romans. 1 Corinthians 14 and 34 through 35.
I got you.
All better come with me. We come from some shit.
Yeah, the way you been ran through, we know you came from some shit. Now you go ahead when you got it.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 34. Let the woman keep silence in the churches.
Right, the congregation, man. The churches is a congregation of Israelites. Keep silence. This bitch is a hoe getting ran through trying to sit here in school. You done waited till you got 50 years old to now you want to tell the truth, bitch. Shut the hell up.
For it is not permitted unto them to speak.
Right, and you know why it's not permitted for them to speak? Because they emotional. No, they're not going to think logical. It's not because women cannot send rockets to the moon. It's not because women can't come up with all type of inventions and stuff like that. We know black women is some of the smartest people on the planet. But when it comes down to logic and emotion and God, that is not nothing for you to be speaking on. You know, you go to school to be a nurse or a doctor. Hell yeah, excel. Excel, do your thing. But when it comes down to this nation, that ain't your place.
But they are but they are commanded to be under obedience, also saith the law.
Right, they commanded to be under obedience. You feel me? They have to be obedient. You feel me? And I wonder who is that to? Is it to God, Jesus? Go ahead.
Verse 35. And if they will learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home.
Let them ask their husbands at home. You want to learn anything, ask your husband. You feel me? This is the Most High and Christ. You feel me? Letting you know that your husband is who you supposed to go through. You feel me? You ain't supposed to be saying Jesus is my boyfriend. Jesus, yet won't he do it? Yes, he will. No, you're not supposed to be doing none of that. You feel me? Ask your husband at home. That's what the Most High in Christ is telling women. Ask your husband home. But first of all, you got to get you a righteous husband. You feel me? You got to get you a righteous husband. Y'all getting drug dealers and scammers and want them to be honest men. How the fuck do that even work? You marry a scammer that call people all day. Hey, I could add a zero to the end of this. You know, if you just send me $100, but you think he gonna raise them kids right and point you in the right direction. You a goddamn fool, man. You can finish that off though.
For it is a shame for her to speak in the church.
Right, it's a shame for women to speak in the church, which is a congregation of Israelites. It's a goddamn shame. It's not nothing you should do. Black women, Hispanic women, Native Indian women. Yeah, that's all I had on that though.
Okay.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's go to the next one.
A lot of Black people enjoyed being slaves back when slavery was a thing.
Well, how do you know that Black people enjoy being slaves?
I mean, it's just in history. I've read about a lot of Black people not only participated in capturing slaves, but a lot of Black people enjoyed being slaves. Because of course, when you're really? Brought up doing something like being a slave your whole life, it's all you know. I'm sure a lot of slaves probably enjoyed it and were happy because that's the only lifestyle they were aware of. A lot of Black people enjoyed being slaves.
Black people enjoy being slaves. Where'd she get that from?
Right.
Where'd she get that from? You know where she got that from? Why she say Black people enjoy being slaves? The same way Harriet Tubman got it from. Harriet Tubman said she could have freed more slaves if they knew they were slaves. A lot of Black people don't even know that they slaves. They go to work every day and don't even know that they're in slavery. We get more flack from Black people and Hispanic people than we do white people. There's white people on their fucking knees kissing our feet. And there's Black people fighting them, telling them to get up. Get up off of their knees. these niggas ain't shit. So yeah, though, you feel me? If we knew that we were slaves, then yeah, we would be mad about it. You feel me? We wouldn't have wanted to be slaves. You feel me? We wouldn't want to just slave for Walmart, slave for Home Depot, making them rich. We would actually want to build our own economy, but because we don't know we slaves. Just like back then, we didn't know we were slaves. We thought that's just how it was supposed to be. That's just how it was supposed to be.
Back when slavery was a thing.
Well, how do you know that black people enjoy being slaves?
How do you know black people enjoy being slaves? Because they love it now. They enjoy it now. You ever went to the club? Go to the club. They enjoy it. They is in slavery. And they is popping bottles. What Lil Durk call it? Bottle wars. They having bottle wars. Yet them Jewish people is got y'all under contract, making millions of dollars off y'all, giving y'all pennies to rap about killing your brother, whoring out your sisters, and y'all having bottle wars in the club, spending $1,000 on a bottle of liquor. You go ahead.
How you know black people enjoy being slavery? Because they love their slave master.
They love them white women.
And they still love their slave master to this day.
They love them white women.
You got to forgive. They all not bad. You got to forgive them. You got to love your enemy. You know what I'm saying? Love the oppressor. You know what I'm saying? They love the same people that's been killing and raping and robbing and destroying them for the last 600 years.
Well, what Martin Luther King say? We ain't gonna judge them off their skin. We're gonna judge them off the content of their character. Whole time he was having sex with more white women than a little bit.
Right.
More than a little bit. It's
beating them up and everything.
All right, man. That's how we know black people enjoy being slaves. The same way they enjoy it right fucking now. There's only one specific group of people that's black and Hispanic that don't enjoy being slaves, and that's the ISBK under Commander Jehana. If you're not an ISBK Commander Jehana, these devils ain't telling no lie right now. You love being a slave. Otherwise, you would come in here with us and fight for your kingdom. You feel me? You would come fight for your kingdom, but you're not. You satisfied with getting high. You feel me? Satisfied with having sex with whores on the weekend.
I mean, it's just in history. I've read about a lot of black people not only participated in capturing slaves, but a lot of black people enjoyed being slaves. Because of course, when you're brought up doing something like being a slave your whole life, it's all you know.
That's all you know. Go ahead, give me Jeremiah 2:14.
Salakia, sir. One body, one mind, goddamn. Because I was just pulling that up.
Hey, go ahead, break it down, man. Because this is heavy. This is heavy because what she just said, that little last part, that shit was really heavy, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Like being a slave your whole life, it's all you know. I'm sure a lot of slaves probably enjoyed it, and
I'm pretty sure they did too. But they're enjoying it right now. You go ahead.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 14. Is Israel a servant?
Mm-hmm. Is Israel a servant? This is Jeremiah asking a rhetorical question because we going into slavery after slavery after slavery. We're not ever trying to build our own economy, our own kingdom, serve our God so he can help us do it. We just keep going into captivity after captivity, slavery after slavery. Like, damn, is that all we want to do is be a servant?
Is he a homeborn slave?
Homeborn slave. You know what a homeborn slave is? It's the ones that was born here. You feel me? It's that simple. A homeborn slave is you was born into captivity. Your mother and father had sex with you. Your slave master was waiting on you to get old enough to work. That's what a homeborn slave is. Your mother and father were slaves, and you was born into captivity. You feel me? Our ancestors that came on the boats and went on the boats with Christopher Columbus, they weren't homeborn slaves. They was put into captivity. But once they was put into captivity, they started having children, and them children became homeborn slaves. This is talking about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. This is not talking about the white Jewish man. You think this is talking about the white Jewish man? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you a fucking idiot or something?
Why is he spoiled?
Ruined. You hear me? You ruined. Black people, you are ruined. You hear me? Anytime you trying to have sex with your slave master's daughter and build a family with her, you are ruined. You feel me? You ruined if you're not trying to find your God. You serving the Romans and the Greeks still in 2023. You a fucking fool, man. And you a servant, a homeborn slave, and you spoiled. Like, that's all I had on that.
Come.
All right, we can drop that. We'll go to the next video.
$31 million a year in salary, and you can't figure out how to make up a $567 a month shortfall. This is a budget problem you cannot solve. You're an expert on financial statements and you run a $2.6 trillion bank. I know you're good at numbers, and you've shared lots of opinions recently about how the U.S. should budget its resources, how families should budget their resources, and so I'd like to ask for your help on a problem. I went to Monster.com and I found a job in my hometown of Irvine at JP Chase. It pays $16.50 an hour, and so I wondered if I could, if you'd indulge me, when you do the math on this and you do the $16.50 out at 40 hours a week for 52 weeks a year, it comes out to an income of $35,070. Now, this bank teller, her name is Patricia. She has one child who's 6 years old. She claims the one dependent after tax. She has $29,100. We divide that by 12. She rents a one-bedroom apartment. She and her daughter sleep together in the same room. In Irvine, California, that average one-bedroom apartment is going to be $1,600. She spends $100 on utilities. Take away the $1,700, and she has net $725. She's like me. She drives a 2008 minivan and has gas. $400 for car, expenses, and gas, net $325. The Department of Agriculture says a low-cost food budget, that is ramen noodles, a low food budget is $400. That leaves her $77 in the red. She has a Cricket cell phone, the cheapest cell phone she can get for $40. She's in the red $117 a month. She has after-school childcare because the bank is open during normal business hours. That's $450 a month. That takes her down to negative $567 per month. My question for you, Mr. Diamond, is how should she manage this budget shortfall while she's working full-time at your bank?
I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
Would you recommend that she take out a JP Chase credit card and run a deficit?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
Would you recommend that she overdraft at your bank and be charged overdraft fees?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
So I know you have a lot
I'd love to call up and have a conversation about her financial affairs and see if we can be helpful.
See if you can find a way for her to live on less than the minimum that I've described.
Just be helpful.
Well, I appreciate your desire to be helpful, but what I'd like you to do is provide a way for families to make ends meet so that little kids who are 6 years old living in a one-bedroom apartment with their mother aren't going hungry at night because they're $567 short from feeding themselves, clothing them. We allow no money for clothing. We allow no money for school lunches. We allow no money for field trips, no money for medical, no money. And $31 million a year in salary, and you can't figure out how to make up a $567 a month.
So, like, what the devil is saying is really true. But this another thing is we talk about Roman and Greek mythology and how they still serving the Romans. That's how Rome fell, and Greece. It fell from within. She breaking down how this country is gonna fall financially. You feel me? Spiritually, and with that third World War. You feel me? Because what they doing when they freed the slaves, so-called freed the slaves, they start overly oppressing their people. That's why the so-called white man don't like Jewish people. Feel me? And I can guarantee you she's a regular white woman, and that man that she was talking to, the CEO of Chase Bank, he is a Jewish man. I can guarantee you. And they never liked each other. The Jewish man and the regular white man, they never liked each other. That's why they got the Nazi parties. They got the KKK. One of the KKK slogans is they hate Jews and niggas. Feel me? And this is why, because the Jewish is oppressing them too. The white Jewish man is oppressing them too. And she breaking it down in court. Because of the JP Morgan Chase dude, she broke down how they making all that money a year, but you paying people $16, $17 an hour. And she broke down the paycheck, and he's sitting there just looking like, oh, how do I help? I gotta see, man. He don't care. He's making $100 million a year. He don't give a damn. It's a lot.
Hey, Salak, if I could real quick, not the sidebar, but this remind me of that one line in that movie Glory Road. When the All Black that Texas team that played the All Black versus Kentucky,
right?
And the white boy was like, well, I've been a minority. I've been in y'all shadow for the last many months. Right. And the little short nigga said, "Welcome to the back of the bus, white boy." Right. You know what I'm saying? And when I hear this video, that's all I can think of. Well, welcome to the back of the bus, white woman.
Yeah.
We've been stuffing this ever since the Emancipation Proclamation. We've been suffering that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We've been suffering that since here we got off the goddamn boats. We've been suffering that. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the back of the bus, white woman.
Right, and this is what the Jewish people own all the banks, especially J.P. Morgan Chase. They had a J.P. Morgan Chase boat found with like $200 million worth of cocaine on it, and you don't hear.
Yeah.
Google it right now, and you won't hear. Matter of fact, I'll do it.
And nobody went to jail behind that neither.
And nobody went to jail. They don't even talk about it no more. Like real talk. But the so-called Jewish man, this is how Hitler went to war with them and started trying to exterminate them for the same thing that she just broke down. What she just broke down is the reason why Hitler started exterminating them. Because this is the same thing they was doing over there in Germany with Hitler. You feel me?
And that's a fact.
Yep. Same thing they was doing. Same thing they was doing over there in Germany. Same thing they doing right now, which is why the regular white Americans do not like Jewish people. You feel me?
And just to also go back to the last video we just did, how do we know black people love to be slaves? Because you know what I'm saying, if this oppressor would do this type of thing to their own people, what makes you think they not still doing it to you? What makes you think that you are not even lower than this white woman that she talking about?
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's heavy. If I could, let me get Proverbs 22:7 though. Whenever you get a chance. But yeah, she did. This is a regular white woman, and she's talking to one of the CEOs of J.P. Morgan Chase Bank.
Out to an income of $35,070. Now, this bank teller, her name is Patricia. She has one child who's 6 years old. She claims the one dependent after tax. She has $29,100. We divide that by 12. She rents a one-bedroom apartment. She and her daughter sleep together in the same room in Irvine, California. That average one-bedroom apartment is going to be $1,600. She spends $100 on utilities. Take away the $1,700, and she has net $725. She's like me. She drives a 2008 minivan and has gas. $400 for car expenses and gas, net $325. The Department of Agriculture says a low-cost food budget, that is ramen noodles, a low food budget is $400. That leaves her $77 in the red. She has a Cricket cell phone, the cheapest cell phone she can get for $40. She's in the red $117 a month. She has after-school childcare because the bank is open during normal business hours. That's $450 a month. That takes her down to negative $567 per month. My question for you, Mr. Diamond, is how should she manage this budget shortfall while she's working full-time at your bank?
That is crazy. But that's what I'm saying. The so-called Jewish man, he oppressing everybody, man. He oppressing everybody. He oppressing the regular white man. He is everybody sent money to him. They ain't even had nothing to do with what Hitler did. Everybody sent money to Israel. You feel me? Everybody sent money to Israel because they pretended to be God's chosen people, which is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We God's chosen people. They pretending to be us. They supposed to be sending that money to us. That's why I say, man, I ain't tripping. Like all the stuff you're going through right now, man, don't even trip about it if you black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. Because you're going to be so rich in just a little bit. You feel me? I don't want to sell a dream to nobody or nothing. I'm just saying, black people, we're going to rule the planet and we never going into slavery again. And all this stuff going to be a figment of our imagination. We walk in history. Stuff our children's children going to read about 3,000 years from now. They're going to be like, damn, that was crazy. You lived off what? Check to check. You did this? Because I'm telling you, when we get the kingdom, we're going to be walking on water. Salaki. You go ahead with the scripture whenever you got it.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 7. The rich ruleth over the poor.
Rich ruleth over the poor. And right now, it's a race of people that own 99, what is it? 99% of the wealth or something. I can't think of the exact how they put it, but the Jewish people own all the wealth though. They own all of the wealth, the banks. They own the Hollywood. They own the
Diamond District.
Right, the Diamond District music industry. The Jewish man owns all the wealth. It's a few regular white men and a few black people that's billionaires and stuff like that. But when it comes down to all the wealth, the Jewish man owns that. So right now, where a regular white woman is ready to go to war, that's what this is all about. She just like Hitler. She ready to go to war over the fact that what that say in that beginning part? What that say in the beginning part of that scripture?
Oh, so like it, the rich ruleth over the poor.
Right. These white people ready to go to war with the Jewish man because of the rich rule over the poor. This is the same way Hitler went to war with them. It's no different. Hitler tried to exterminate them because he knew that they were some evil motherfuckers. Salami. You go ahead.
And the borrower is the servant to the lender.
And the borrower is what?
The servant to the lender.
You said the borrower is the servant to the lender.
I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
Would you recommend that she take out a JP Morgan Chase credit card and run a deficit?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
Would you recommend that she overdraft at your bank and be charged overdraft fees?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
So I know you have a lot
I'd love to call up and have a conversation about her financial affairs and see if we can be helpful.
See if you can find a way for her to live on less than the minimum that I've described.
Biblical right here. We just reading the Bible. That's all we do. Just reading the Bible. And the Bible say the borrower is the servant to the lender. And I'm telling you, the white Jewish man went to war and almost got exterminated off the planet by his own people because of this. And it seems like he's treading down that same path. But the only thing is, he got against America is that the identity of the Israelites, the white Jewish man knows. JP bank CEOs and all of them know that the real Israelites is black people. That's why they call themselves Jewish.
Right.
It's a suffix that means to be like. And yeah, that's all I had on that. Yep, that's all I had on that.
Come.
All right, we'll drop that. We'll go to the last video.
He's here.
I'll be very cool. All right.
Oh my God! Baby! Baby! Come in. I'm so glad to see you. You look awesome.
It'll be my first time meeting David. Not sure what to expect. Hey.
David.
Hey, what's up, baby?
Carl.
What's happening, man? Years, almost a decade. You know what I'm saying? Come on,
And this is Tiger David.
How about you, man? Man? You on the same damn height? Almost.
The brotherhood is together. No, just like, have a seat. Let me take your bag.
You know, Kenya was very giddy, and we haven't really seen her in that state in a while. Kind of like tripping over herself.
It puts me a little on edge because I'm suddenly being moved out of Kenya's bedroom just as another person is suddenly coming back into her life.
This is Moonstone. Moonstone, say hi to David.
Hey, Moonstone.
Say, that's daddy number 3.
We gotta talk about that. Kenya looks great. It's the same. It's beautiful. Same shape, same exact energy, same person.
Oh, it's so good to see you.
So what's going on, fellas?
Hey, man. Just chilling. What are you doing now?
I produce and create music.
Okay, that's what's up.
He's here.
It's a lot. Yeah, this is not real. This got to be an auto. What they say, the AI, the artificial intelligence, where they just make up the stuff. This cannot be real, man. I'm not believing this, man. This is a TV show. They actors. This gotta be fake, man. Hold on, wait. And for people that's watching, this is not a sister whose brother came home from jail. You feel me? This is not a group of friends. They reunited from college. This is called polyandry, marriage of a woman to 2 or more men at the same time. But you telling me a black man can't have more than one woman? Bitch, fuck you. And the horse you came in on. Now, that's old school right there. It's a lot.
Yeah, that is kind of old. I think that's a little older than you.
I heard my mama say that before when I was a kid, so I know what it meant. But I'm like, damn, you crazy, man. Hell no. But yeah, though, this shit crazy.
I'll be very cool.
Hey, Flock, if I could real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did we do the other video on them too when it was just the 2 of them? Did we already do that video or not?
I think we did. That's why I say we just getting better.
Right. And it was just the two of them, and now it's a third one.
Right, we just getting better, man. That's all I said, man. Mosaic Christ, clap it up. Mosaic Christ. Cause we just getting better. We did through this video. I forgot about that. We did.
Right.
She added a new nigga to her crew. Man, oh my goodness, man. That is so funny.
I don't get it. I don't get it. And you see when that nigga walked in, that both of them niggas sitting on the couch, they was you know what I'm saying, heartbroken.
They was emasculated.
Right.
They said we haven't seen her like this in a while. See Salakia. Now we ain't trying to get into all that. That's y'all personal business. But damn, Salakia. Hell no.
But one thing we do know, is that polyandry is definitely unlawful.
Oh, is it? Is it? That's a death penalty offense. All of them be murdered. In Christ's kingdom, all of them would be killed in front of the whole village or city. So every woman and child, no, don't ever do this.
And another crazy part about it is, ain't none of these council groups, none of these women want to come out against that, like it's wrong or anything like that. But that would have been a man with 3 wives. It'd have been all type of hell that man would have had to go through. He's a low self-esteem with some low self-esteem women and all of that. But nobody had that same energy. Like you said at the beginning, women have every ability but accountability.
Right, they do all kind of stuff. Women smart as hell. Don't let black women fool you. Black women are fucking geniuses, but they don't have accountability. That's an ability that they lack. They lack accountability, man. Like this sister in this video. Baby, look at this nigga looking extra goofy. How do y'all share a woman? Like, that's so effeminate, and it's so.
That man said he was getting kicked out of the room with another man, but what nigga? Like, come on, man. Where is any type of manhood? You must have been raised by a single woman.
You ever seen Blue Street? You ever seen Blue Street?
Blue Street?
Yeah.
With Martin Lawrence? Oh, that's what they had. That's my shit.
Martin Lawrence, Dave Chappelle. Remember when they were questioning Dave Chappelle? And he said, I don't know, but all I'm going to say is that he's gay.
He's gay. Gay.
They is fucking fruity. They is fruity as hell for this relationship. Even if they oh my goodness, that's so emasculating. That's emasculating like a woman.
Right.
Come in. I'm so glad to see you. You look awesome.
It'll be my first time meeting David.
That's when the nigga was just talking about I'm getting put out of the room as another man coming in. But the other nigga with the dreads or whatever, I guess he was the first husband. Then he allowed this man. Now it's another man coming in. So that man definitely has no type of backbone whatsoever.
Man, look, this is what we used to call a trade. This was not good. This was not good.
Right.
Now it's on TV. Now it's on TV.
I'm not sure what to expect.
Hey.
David.
Hey, what's up, baby?
Carl.
What's happening?
Oh, man. Years.
Almost a decade, you know what I'm saying? Come on,
And this is Tiger David.
Heard a lot about you, man. What you, man? You on the same damn height? Almost.
The brotherhood is together.
The brotherhood.
Have a seat.
The brotherhood is together. Man, she must be stopped. She must be stopped. Where the hell is Batman at when you need him?
You remember in the other video that we did when it was just the dude with the dreads, and then the other one with the blue shirt came in. It was like they had a conversation with their kids, and they decided that another partner was gonna be in, and she was gonna have that other partner.
Man.
Like,
hey, what did it say? Mistress woman shall bring forth monsters.
Monsters.
All the videos be flowing together. That should be so cool. How that be happening? I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, let me take your bag.
You know, Kenya was very giddy and we haven't really seen her in that.
I think that was the first nigga. Then came the nigga with the blue shirt on.
He said we never seen her like this. He said we haven't seen her like this in a while. Hey, but if I could, so like we over the time. Let me get John 4:15 through 18 to describe this woman's spirit. Because this woman, this spirit that she got is biblical. You feel me? And Christ had to deal with that. You feel me?
State in a while, kind of like tripping over herself.
Puts me a little on my edge because I'm suddenly being moved out of Kenya's bedroom just as another person is suddenly coming back.
Let's just talk about the spirit of this woman right here.
This the book of John, chapter 4, verse 15. The woman saith unto him, Sir, give me this water that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw.
Right, and the water is talking about the law, feel me? Commandments, feel me? The truth, feel me? She asked him to get that from Christ. That's what she talking to. She even said, Sir, you feel me? That I thirst not. That I thirst not. You go ahead.
Verse 16. Jesus saith unto her, Go, call thy husband and come hither.
Right, Christ being so smart, man, and so skilled with dealing with people, man. He said, "Oh, you want this truth, huh? You want the truth? Well, go call thy husband and tell him to come here. Because then we just bring that out. You feel me? About putting your husband over Christ and over God. Christ, what Christ just say? He didn't say, yeah, come here, let me school you. He said, go get your husband. You feel me? Because we got a rank order structure. And Christ don't want you to put him over your husband. You feel me? He wants you to serve your husband, and he wants your husband to serve him. So he say, go get your husband, because I want your husband to serve me.
Verse 17. The woman answered and said, I have no husband.
He gamed her up. He finessed her. Whatever you want to call it. He finessed her, gamed her up, played her. You feel me? Because she wanted the truth. And he said, go get your husband. Because he's trying to give her some game. He's trying to let her know the truth. He's giving her the truth. And she don't even know it. He said, go call your husband. She said, I have no husband. Go ahead.
Jesus said unto her, Thou hast well said, I have no husband.
Right. So, okay, that's real. I have no husband. Go ahead.
Verse 18. For thou hast had 5 husbands.
But thou hast had 5 husbands. You are a goddamn hoe. You want this water? You thirsty? You want the truth? Go get your husband. Oh, you don't got one? Yeah, you know why you don't got one? Because every nigga you fucking is your husband. Bitch, you got 5 of them. You nasty bitch, when you only supposed to have one. He didn't just finesse her. You feel me? She coming to him trying to get a thirst, trying to get schooled, trying to get the truth. And he gave it to her. And she didn't even know that he was giving it to her. She thought he was having a conversation. He told her to go get her husband because he knew she was a fucking husband. He let her know that you better stop that shit. That's why he say you got 5 husbands. You can't have no 5 husbands. Ain't no fucking such thing as polyandry in the scriptures. Christ, the Most High Christ is against polyandry, a woman having more than one man. That's why he's cutting her. He's letting her know, I'm giving you the water. You want it, I'm giving it to you. You got 5 husbands, you nasty bitch. You go ahead.
Hey, so like if I could, she thought Christ was gonna be her boyfriend.
Yeah, right. I'm saying Christ. That's what I'm saying. You feel me? All these videos going together. All these videos going together. She thought he was gonna be her boyfriend.
Right.
He said, go get your husband. She say, I ain't got one. He say, yeah, you right. That's well said, because you got 5. You nasty bitch. Now there go the water. The water you asked, the truth you asked for, there you go. You a hoe. That's him. You go ahead.
Verse 18 in the middle of the verse. And he whom thou hast, and he whom thou now hast is not thy husband.
Right. And he said the one you with right now ain't your husband. You hoe. You a slut, man. You a slut. And he's giving her the water. She didn't even know it though. She didn't know what he was doing when he brought that out. Like Like real talk. She didn't know what the hell he was doing. But yeah, though, that's the end of that. Unless you got something to bring out, you feel me? We can end it.
Lie.
All right, Most High in Christ, man. Tune in every Wednesday. So like every Wednesday, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Crowd spend night. You feel me? Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Barak Thumb. Yahweh Shamar Thumb Bashim Yahweh Shai. See y'all next Wednesday. Most High in Christ.